here for our Glitch Bits, and it is Vlogmas 2020. Don't know what Vlogmas is? Well, if you go back a couple episodes to day one, then you'll hear where we talk about it, but basically it's just a way for us content creators to try to go live or post a video every day in December, or at least through the 25th, and try to up what we're doing and just make ourselves a little bit better. So for me, that was a way for me to launch back my Glitch Bits, which are smaller bite-sized bits of technical knowledge, where our Glitch Bites are more deep dive, getting into the nitty-gritty of technology, those 30 and 40 minutes. Which, just a reminder today, if you are on the channel, let me flip over and let you know. If you're here, you can follow us. If you're on YouTube, you can follow us on Facebook down below. But if you are on Facebook, then please hop on over to YouTube, which you can find down here, or follow that link right there. If you are watching this on your laptop, you just hold your phone over that, and it'll ask if you want to open the link, and you just say, yeah, I want to go do that. But the reason why, if you go and subscribe and click the bell for notify, you'll see today, either on Facebook or YouTube, that we are having a Geek Out later tonight at around 6 o'clock. That's where you can come with your questions, and I will answer them live on the air. They can be about photography, videography, computers, computer science, drones, anything geekery, and I can probably find the answer for you. If I don't, I will bring it for the next one. And we have a whole criteria there. And then afterwards, we'll be following up with our happy hour, which we'll talk about, and you'll see as we go over our beers. But that's where we enjoy craft beers and different wine or cocktails. Tonight, we're having 4 different ones, and we'll be opening the 4th one here in a second to see what it is in the box. But let's talk technology. You came here for that. That's what we're going to talk about. So let's talk USB. And this becomes really important because we're going to talk about speed and how you connect them. Now, there are a few different standards. There's the original USB 1.0, and that was a speed of around 1.5 megabits per second. So it's a very small drip of data. Later, that became USB 1.1, which is what we all generally know, and that's the 12 megabit one. And you kind of tell by this type of connector on the end. It is the first time you really saw that. Well, USB 2.0 came out, and that was pretty much the same connector. It looks exactly like the same cable, but it's 480 megabits per second, so quite a bit more, quite a bit bigger. And then we have USB 3.0, which came out, and that was 5 gigabits per second, and then 3.1, which became 10, and then a few more afterwards. So gigabits, obviously way better than megabits, because it's just faster. But when we look at it, there's different types of connectors, and how are you supposed to know, especially since a USB 2.0 cable, if I grab this here, a USB 2.0 cable and a USB 3.0 can look pretty much the same. This is just an extender for it, but it can look just about the same. So how are you supposed to know the difference if this one looks like that and this one looks like that? Well, the trick on this one is to look inside. If we go in there, if I can get it to focus, see that little blue? That blue line in there, and it's on both sides on this one, that denotes that it's a USB 3.0 cable. So it's that faster speed. Now, there's not going to be much you can tell on the cable between a USB 1 and 2. They're going to be the same on the inside. They didn't color code, so you pretty much have to look on the cable and hope that it's labeled that way. And really anything that's come out in the last, probably 5 to 10 years, probably at least has USB 2.0. But if you want that higher speed, and if you're unsure, look on there for that blue. And that blue trick, you can probably even see it in this one if I can get it to focus. All right, there we go. We'll turn towards the light. See that blue in there? Right there. That is what makes it USB 3.0, or at least shows it. Now, there are different types of connectors. If we look at the connector type, just so you know, this is considered a USB A, that little rectangular, because you have speeds and then you have connector types. Then you have USB B, which you'll notice is kind of that older printer cable style, which is still normally a USB 2.0 cable. So it's that kind of more rectangular or square compared to the rectangular on the other end. So this is an A to B cable. So A to B. The next one that came out was a Mini, which the Mini, if I can find it, is just this kind of fun. Let's see if we can focus. Connector, much like that. It kind of dips in. And then we came out with Micro, which anyone who uses Android knew this kind of came around the whole Android phase. And it's that really thin connector. I'm a big fan of Micro. We see that a lot around. But with Micro, we get ready to go up to the next standard, and that was the original Lightning cable. So the Lightning cable we like because it was dual-sided. And that's anyone who's seen an Apple cable knows. And this one's, of course, dying. The nice thing about this one, come on, camera, focus, is that it was dual-sided. You could flip it in and put it in your phone either way. Well, luckily, Android started picking up, and so did other parts of Apple, the USB-C connector. And the USB-C connector is just like that. It's, very rectangular, but it can be flipped over either way. I mean, there's also this Micro, if you're looking for USB, 3, there's a Micro extended connector that, I can get this to focus. It really likes my face too much. You can kind of see that on there, where it's blue on the one connector over here, and then the other end is this kind of extended. That's just considered also a Micro, but it has that extended port on the side to just get more throughput. But really, what you need to know is look for the blue if you want USB 3, and then generally a USB-C is the connector type. That's this other newer standard that can be flipped over either way. I can hold that up. Really got to get that overhead cam. But you can kind of see that there, where it's just kind of rounded. Probably better if I turn it towards the light. You can kind of see that's a USB-C. So when you can, get stuff that has USB-C. It's the future. That's what all the Apple's having it. Every PC has that in there now, and it's nice because you can flip it over. The other cool part of that is that USB-C is pretty much capable of running stuff in that 10, 5 gigabits per second. If you go up to the next standard, which is considered Thunderbolt, it looks exactly the same. In fact, it looks just like this, except for you'll have something on the side that looks like a lightning bolt or a thunderbolt. At that point, you can get in that 20 and 40 gig, because a lot of people think it's the same because it has the same connector. No, it has a USB-C connector, but the cable is different. And then it plugs into a bus that's different. So it handles that higher data rate. And because of that, it's able to get upwards of 40 gigabits per second. So if you have a device that handles that, when you see these docks, especially for Macs, a USB-C dock, great. They can work on PC, Mac, whatever. If your Mac supports, or even if there are some PCs out there, but if your Mac supports Thunderbolt, go get a Thunderbolt dock if you want that higher throughput, especially if you're hooking up hard drives to that. If you have a Thunderbolt hard drive able to go 20 gigabits per second or 40 is much faster than 5 to 10. I mean, you're going to bottleneck at that point at how the drive either spins or if it's SSD at its read-write. So that's the stuff to look out for. If you want speed, look for the blue cable if you're a USB 3 or USB-C. That'll get you speed. Just remember that, blue and C equals speed. Thunderbolt, faster. And then everything else below that is USB 2.0. And that's, 480, and printers can't go above that, 480 megabits per second. But that gives you the kind of quick hint and tips on how to see it. Look for the blue, look for the C, and then you're good. But otherwise, let's talk about beer. I mean, it's that time. We're going a little longer than normal. So I'm a craft beer guy, and we have our normal Iowa craft beer advent calendar. So it's time to open the next one to know what we're going to have tonight on the happy hour. Open that puppy up, and it looks like we have Bragging Rights, which is a double dry hopped New England IPA with quite a few things in there. Made by Single Speed Brewing with a cross strained. And I'll talk about that tonight because this is a fun little crossover where they collaborate together as a Iowa versus Nebraska, beer collaboration. But you can catch that at that point. And I really hope that these tips have been helpful to you. Sorry, I got a little flustered for a second. I could hear the kids upstairs. But, if you like these bits, let me know. If you don't like these bits, don't let me know. Just kidding. You can still tell me. And if you want to know more on a topic, feel free to write into us. Don't forget you can join us tonight for our happy hour. Don't forget you can join us even better for the Q&A before that, where you can come with those questions and get them answered. And we can go in, and if you have more questions on USB cables, you want to know how HDMI cables work, you want to know photography exposure triangle, because if no one's talking, that's probably what we're going to talk tonight. So that's what we're going to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you come back tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 5. And we'll be posting just a little bit more. I'm trying to stay live every day, and or at least get a video up every day. So let's see if we make it to day 25 or at least day 30, 31. So thanks for stopping out, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow or later today.